Hello, and welcome to my Smackdown review. Was this show better than Monday Night Raw? On some levels, I will say that it was a better show in general, but it's better than what Raw was going on last night with a lot of bullshit we saw from there on a couple of parts. But was SmackDown a little bit better? Because, welcome to February 5th. SmackDown, which, it's kind of funny, and I know this is currently going on right now as I'm doing this review, because it's February 5th, so it's 2:05 live. You get it? Because today is February the 5th, so it's technically, 2:05. Like, think about that. So 2:05 live is on a day on 2:05 live. So it's, I may check that out just because it's on following on this date of 2:05. So it's just kind of interesting when you actually think about that. Say, hey, 2:05 live comes on right now at 2:05 because it is February the 5th. Just think about it. But SmackDown, was this a better show tonight? Well, we saw a lot of things going on from here. I was in Washington tonight, Everett, Washington. And we kicked off the show with Charlotte coming to the ring. Charlotte came out and, he showed the whole video package of Stephanie McMahon and Becky Lynch from last night. And Charlotte pretty much went on to say that, that one thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance, and that Becky showed her arrogance last night to why she got herself suspended for attacking Stephanie McMahon, which the people cheered for. But Charlotte says she knows someone that's 100% healthy right now that could go against Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Of course, you kind of figured that was going to come into play too. And as she talked about she should be in the match, she didn't point at the WrestleMania sign like everyone else does, because everyone must point at the WrestleMania sign no matter what, because it's a thing, okay? They have to point at the WrestleMania sign. But since she pointed at the WrestleMania sign, Becky was on her way, which she is suspended, but she came from the crowd going to the ring then. Charlotte told security to come stop her because she said, you want to steal my dad's catchphrase? Now you want to steal Roman Reigns' entrance, which would be funny if you would say the big dog, Becky Lynch, and she comes out to the Shield's music and the man, Becky Lynch, which would be pretty funny. So Charlotte brought that up. You're stealing Roman Reigns' entrance now coming from the crowd. And Becky got a mic, and they were talking, but you couldn't really hear both of them because they were arguing with each other every few seconds that they got to talking at the same time, and you didn't know what they said, because I think Becky said something about Charlotte boring the crowd, and Charlotte was mocking Becky's leg injury out there, trying to limp and stuff, saying, oh, I'm going to WrestleMania, da-da-da, and they kept bickering, but Triple H's music hit. Triple H came out. Charlotte kept, mocking mocking Becky's injury as they kept arguing. But Triple H said, Charlotte, this has nothing to do with you. This doesn't concern you. Get out of the ring. You're out of here. And Becky, that you are suspended. You need to go home. And pretty much Triple H, I guess, trying to be the moderator here, saying that, listen, this whole suspension thing can all go away. It can be done right now. We don't have to keep doing this. All you gotta do, just go to a doctor, just get medically cleared, and you can go on to WrestleMania. You can have your match against Ronda Rousey, and we'll go on from there. Okay? But I can't help you until you go home and do this suspension and go to a doctor. That's all you gotta do, and you can come back. But as Triple H was about to leave, Becky Lynch pretty much talked about Triple H then, saying like, so how's Steph, huh? Has she checked herself? Is she medically cleared yet? Because I punched her in the face. But as Triple H was about to leave, Triple H pretty much came back and started cutting a promo, which I felt like this was another one of these 20-minute Triple H long promos, because he's done this in the past. And, it wasn't surprised until now that this whole man thing isn't real, and that it's just some self-destructive act of act of fear, and that he said that Becky was a fraud, and questioned, are you even really hurt right now, or is this some type of act? Because ever since Survivor Series, you went to Raw, you brought SmackDown along with you, you went on a suicide mission to go and attack knowing what could happen, but you found an excuse, and that she destroys her own opportunities, and you're just afraid of being exposed to the world, as Triple H has said, and that, you know, this is just another excuse because of your knee right now. And, you know, you going like, it's not going to be worried about you with the doctor is saying you can't go to WrestleMania. But in reality, you're just afraid that you can go to WrestleMania. That this man thing is just some act. And that, you know, at WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey is going to expose her for the fraud she is. Because, you know, Triple H kept saying that Becky was scared several times. You're scared. You're scared. Your whole leg injury is just, knee injury is just some cover up, since I swear they switch the knees every week. Or the Rumble, like 1 week they're attacking one leg, and then next week the brace is on the wrong leg. So which leg is it when you think about it? It's like on one leg, and then it's another leg on here. So what leg is it supposed to be on? So they kind of get that wrong sometimes. They love doing leg injury angles a lot too. So it's a lot of angles when it has to do with leg injuries. And pretty much Triple H said that Becky Lynch fears Ronda Rousey, which I feel like went another way around. It's UFC, but I think we've seen that before. But as Triple H kind of finished his promo from there, Becky slapped him. I swear, like he said something to tell the on cue to do it. But that's a Stephanie. But Becky slapped Triple H. Then they had a stare down for several minutes, which the fans kept cheering for Becky. Which I'm still people now saying like this is the new Stone Cold versus McMahon. I know people said that a lot last night, which is not really that close when they said this is the new Austin versus McMahon here. And now they're saying that was Austin versus Triple H the year 1999 or 2000. This is where we're going now because Triple H had a stare down with her. And this is the new Austin going against authority, which I said this before about this promo Triple H did. At first I said this was almost similar to last night. It was almost in the same pattern, except they didn't have Becky, interrupt Triple H a lot, because it was almost like the same thing, the knee. It's the same thing Stephanie talked about then. Now I know some people think that I think Becky should have got in some type of word through Triple H, tried to take some verbal jab, but she didn't really say anything, and Triple H just say you're going to get exposed, and some people say that they're kind of exposing her right now or killing the mystique of the man and stuff. So it was I'm surprised she didn't even respond to Triple H and didn't say nothing back, but just kind of slapped them and walked off after they just had Triple H just went on a long promo, which was pretty good too, and went off from there and walked off. Then as she walked off, didn't say anything, no response. So, but it was a good segment though in general for the beginning of the show. In some way, I will say that. Next thing you know, Rusev and Nakamura, two guys I feel like they just put together just because. I'm sure people wonder if Nakamura's ever going to AEW, and I kind of wish, because I don't get this jacket thing going against the Good Brothers of the Club or Gallows and Anderson, which they're already in the ring and got no entrance. And what do I have to say about this match? Number one, you figured who was going to win here. Okay, some people say it's like the same pattern over and over, that they just they tag for a minute, they be established teams here and there, and then after they get some title shot and win, they'll quickly just kind of fizzle out, and until creative has something for one of these guys, until they got something for one of them, then they don't know what to fucking do with these guys. They don't know what to do with any of them. I swear, this is why they put them in the tag team, because they had nothing for these guys. So hey, let's make them let's make them a tag team just because. Okay, we don't know what to do with both these dudes. We had to turn, they had to turn heel. Let's turn Rusev heel for the fuck of it, okay? Let's turn him heel for the fuck of it. Why? Because they wanted to. That's why. And I don't know. And this could be the thing. They might as well, they're just going to keep them as a tag team. They'll probably win the tag titles. Maybe. Until they get something for one of these guys, because right now they've just, I don't understand it. It was not much to say for him. Gallows and Anderson, they'll probably disappear back in the catering for all I know. It's probably going to be the only other time to really see them on TV, to be honest, until they disappear again. So there you go, and they lost. The Usos were then backstage talking about Miz and Shane McMahon, as they were going to have Miz TV next week with the Usos on there, and as the Usos cut a promo saying, you know, our goals are familiar and everything, that, you know, we want to please our dad and become the tag team champions, but you know, we struggled, and that, you know, they're their brother's keeper. We've made it to the top and everything. They've starved for those titles for a while, and they want them back, and they welcome them to the Uso Penitentiary. What else did we have from here? Paige still talking about her movie trailer, which I'm surprised they didn't even have her come out there and talk about it, but they just did a, you know, pre-tape promo in the back. Next, you know, Mustafa Ali versus Randy Orton was probably one of the best matches of the night, really. Really good match, too. Ali was already in the ring as Orton had his entrance, because Orton was dominating at first, especially in the superplex off the top rope. Pretty much come back from commercial then, as they pretty much got on the outside. Orton was going to do that back suplex on Ali through the table, but Ali pretty much dodged it and kicked Orton over the announce table, and then pretty much ran into him. And as he kept attacking Orton, I think Ali was pretty much got to the apron, and Orton did a kick. You know, when you gonna go for that DDT, but Ali dodged his own kick and did like a rolling face buster. I think after that kick, though, I believe Orton did on the ropes there. If you look at Mustafa Ali's eye, it was really fucked up because it was swelling. And when you see a photo later on tonight, it really is that badly bruised, though. So his eye was pretty, it was pretty fucked up. Hopefully it's not too serious, but there was a lot of swelling, and you could see it, you know, coming throughout the match. And once you saw it later, his eye was very swollen when it kind of got later on the night, because I did see a photo of it. So it was a pretty hard shot. Orton was going to go for RKO, and I guess he thought, you know, Ali was going to jump from the top rope, but he pretty much faked him, and he went for the tornado DDT. But before he could hit the 054, Orton pretty much tripped his legs, hit him with an RKO midair. That looked pretty cool. So Orton picked up the win from here, beating Mustafa Ali. Samoa Joe then came out next, pretty much started choking out Orton and kicking Ali out of the ring. And as Daniel Bryan's music hit, then like, so it was a really good match. So let me point out, too, Orton and Ali had a very good match. But Samoa Joe pretty much looked at Daniel Bryan, was headed up towards him, but Rowan blocked his way, as Samoa Joe just wanted to wait for another time, especially after he cut a promo in the back talking about Orton and Ali were the first, and that this is serious. In Elimination Chamber, he was going to come for all his opponents and take them out. So there you go from there. But Daniel Bryan, as he came to the ring, he had a standing ovation damn near, because he said Washington's favorite son has returned. People chanted Daniel Bryan, and, you know, it was a big Daniel Bryan chant. And he says, all right then, I'm talking to some smart people, which I swear his promo damn near came off as a face to these people, because he didn't really heal on the crowd or that much, and was just going with him like, I'm in Washington. You know, these are where the smart people are and everything. He's talking to an audience that he can understand, and that, you know, it's unfortunate he has to speak to everyone globally, but he talked about the real world problems, some animals being eaten to killing the environment and people killing the planet and stuff. But he says killing the planet, but this is why he is champion right now, and that this new WWE title is a symbol of change, and he was doing it for the people and everything, because he is the planet's champion, which people cheered for. I'm surprised they let Eric Rowan get on the mic, though. That really was kind of confusing, because he's like Galileo and thinks Daniel Bryan and himself are feared for their ideas, and as long as Daniel Bryan's champion, they will try to silence him. So I guess Rowan is just still a bodyguard. I don't even know how Rowan is even in this thing right now. It just, something about it just looks really strange. I know they were in the Wyatt family for a brief minute, but something about that looks very strange, though, to me. I don't know why. It just something about it. It's just kind of strange. I don't know why they still have him with them, but he said that our ideas are feared, and, you know, they start kind of giving him the what treatment. We got a lot of what chants tonight, too, between that and the Triple H promo. And pretty much Daniel Bryan said, do not what this man. He is my intellectual friend. And Bryan says that they would try to silence everything because they don't represent corporate greed or money, and that he's the planet's champion, and that the suits and ties in the back, they didn't want him to become the champion. That's why they put him in this Elimination Chamber match, which he did play a quick video package of, and he had a competitors in there. But he says he's going to win the WWE Championship. He's going to beat Jeff Hardy tonight, and that he is the Planet's champion because they need him. So, excuse me. So that's why. But as Jeff talked on a monitor in the back to someone, he was looking, and he said no one's disrespected the title like Daniel Bryan, and he can't have Daniel Bryan shut up. So he's mad he isn't in debate because he didn't like how he trashed the championship. But people bring it up all night that Jeff Hardy did kind of trash the TNA belt back then. If you remember back in 2010 when Immortal had started around and they had that group going on, Jeff did have that belt, purple belt, carved in his image to look like his face. If you remember that championship, that Immortal World title, don't believe me, look it up. And then they got AJ Styles coming in, looking at Jeff Hardy pretty much saying, I don't think you're really a guy for this job given your recent history and stuff. And Jeff said that AJ, so you already proved that I thought you were supposed to be the real AJ Styles, huh? But you couldn't get the job done against Daniel Bryan. But AJ said that Rowan was in his way. But Hardy said, if I got the job done with the Rumble, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. At which, because they're still going like, oh, you're not qualified. I don't think you should be up for it. But a good promo there, I would say that, especially from Bryan too. I just didn't really think it was gonna be a promo in the middle of the show, and I swear he came off as a face stamp there. I really thought he did at one point, but it was still a good promo overall. I guess even a reaction. Carmella and Naomi are a tag team. Why? There's not enough bodies. I should remember what I said last week. There's not enough bodies on SmackDown, okay? This is why we just put the women in the damn Elimination Chamber, just because everyone on Raw had to compete, and those were against makeshift tag teams. SmackDown ain't got enough women, so hey, let's throw the Iconics in there just for the fuck of it. Let's throw Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in for the fuck of it. Let's make Naomi and Carmella a tag team because you don't got enough women on the damn show, okay? And I was surprised they even had a promo video for the Iconics too. They actually had for that, talking about we worked together for years, and which wasn't really bad. I wish they would have done that a long time ago before they made them into jokes. And Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville were in the back talking about the whole Naomi thing, that they're going to make her pay and that they will become the champions, or what they call Fire and Desire as their team. It was a triple threat tag match going on right now for this match, and it wasn't really much to say from this match other than the whole Naomi and Mandy Rose story, because Naomi did pull Mandy into the ring. That was mostly the chase from that, and she started beating her, but pretty much she had to take out one of the Iconics with the rear view, and then Mandy hit a implant buster, like what I used to call it, to beat Naomi for the win. So there you go. This match, like I said, was mostly focusing on the feud and everything, but dude, I just look at these teams they put in there. I don't think any of them are going to win. I don't even know why the fuck, of all the people you could come up with, was Naomi and Carmella. But who the fuck else I had to think about it. Who the fuck else we got here on SmackDown that's a tag team, huh? Who else is a team on SmackDown? Like, I want to know. It's a really great question, because that's mostly all the women you've had on SmackDown, because the only women that really matter on this show, that's why we threw all these other people in this Elimination Chamber. The only people that really matter on SmackDown that is part of the women is either Charlotte, Becky, or Asuka. And I'm gonna get to Asuka in a second, because I was actually surprised we even seen anything from Asuka in the past almost 2 weeks. You think they would make a bigger deal out of her defending her championship at the Royal Rumble, but we did not see her on TV last week, and all we got was a video package this week, because right now I'm sure everyone, the whole idea is that Charlotte's going to be in a triple threat match between Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania, because if she does not face Asuka at WrestleMania, who the fuck else you got to face Asuka at WrestleMania that is literally on her level? Like, seriously, just think about that concept for a second. Who the fuck is on that level, unless you bring somebody up from NXT? That's a whole entirely different story. But who else is on Asuka's level other than putting her against Charlotte? That could be a great match. I guess they want to give her a win back after having last year's WrestleMania. If that happens, though, okay? If that happens. So you're just going to have to wait on that. They even showed Zelina Vega and Andrade cut a promo as that they're going to end Rey and everything, that this is where Rey Mysterio ends, that he's going to be done. So there you go from there. I guess they still got this feud going on and everything. Jeff Hardy winning against Daniel Bryan in the main event. Wasn't a bad match. I kind of figured what was going to go on from here. Wasn't really bad. Jeff pretty much beat Bryan, well, I guess by DQ, because Jeff had hit the Twist of Fate and he was going to go for a Swanton Bomb, which he did hit, but Rowan threw him outside of the ring then, and Daniel got back in. He hit the label lock. On him, and checking out something, but yeah, he hit the label lock on Jeff Hardy, but Samoa Joe came in. He started choking out Daniel Bryan after he knocked down Rowan, and as he kept putting the coquina clutch in him, Randy Orton and him brawled in the ring. Then Mustafa Ali came back in and pretty much he did a missile drop kick off the top rope, but Rowan grabbed him and choke slammed him into a table, the announce table on the outside. AJ Styles music hit then. He pretty much started knocking everybody out the ring. He had a forearm on Jeff Hardy, and as Daniel Bryan and Rowan got a dodge, he said pretty much told Kayla Braxton, "Why do you keep asking me questions, huh?" And she brought her like, "What do you think about escaping with your bodyguard Rowan?" And Bryan says, "Rowan did not help me. I did this by myself. He's an intellectual peer, okay? And he doesn't understand, and, nobody understands why he needs to be WWE champion, forever, and that Rowan can be himself, all right? We're our own people and everything." So that's what he was kind of pointing out from at that time. At that time when he was kind of, excuse me, couldn't even get my words out right. But yeah, that's what he's kind of pointing out there, and that kind of ended the show with AJ still standing in the ring. But SmackDown was good, I will say that. It wasn't really a bad show, technically. It had its good, bad parts. I will say the Triple H promo was good. I did like that, the whole him and Becky thing, but it almost really similar from last night. What else did we have going on? The Mustafa Ali and Mustafa Ali and Randy Orton match. Man, my mind just went blank there for a second. But yeah, the Mustafa Ali and Orton match was really good. Did I say Bryan? What the fuck am I talking about? But yeah, we had that match going on from there. That was really good, and just still hyping up the Elimination Chamber, which I feel like they're trying to rush this as much as possible. They're hyping up better than Raw, though. I still don't get the whole add random women into the Elimination Chamber match, but like I said, it's not enough people. I'm surprised I only get one video package from Asuka tonight. I don't really see this Rusev Nakamura shit going really anywhere. I don't, and I'm sure they'll keep him to a team until further notice. Like I said, they got nothing for these guys, so there you fucking go, all right? But SmackDown was decent. It wasn't like the greatest thing, but it was, I'd say, a decent show with some things going on from there to hype into Elimination Chamber. I will say that. But I'm going to go from here. I'm done with this review of SmackDown. If you want to see anything else, check out my review from Monday Night Raw last night. Tell me what you think about that. The show was not bad. I will say, it was a decent show with at least some good things going on. And, we still got this whole Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda thing going on. And we'll see what goes from that. I know it's different opinions on that whole Triple H promo to what I've seen tonight. But like I said, SmackDown was better on some parts of the show. I will say that. The main event was okay, but I kind of figured it was going to be another crazy brawl at the end. And Daniel Bryan, which there was a pro Daniel Bryan crowd too, so he was over in his promo also, so that was a really good segment also. And like I said, we just got to keep having all these guys go at each other until the Elimination Chamber happens. But I'm done with this review. Tell me what you thought about SmackDown tonight. Comment, subscribe. Hey, whatever you want to do, just check it out, all right? But I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.